Hello, my dear listeners. This is going to be a silver, gold markets, stock markets, and inflationary update. Please do not consider anything I say as investment advice. It's for educational purpose only. And if you find the information relevant, please like the video. So the FOMC meeting about the increase of the fund raise on Wednesday. The consensus is from most analysts is 75 basis points, and it's the highest probability, and I kind of agree with that. Uh, uh, and now, the most important, in my opinion, in this, how the U.S. government is going to assume those interest rates, these fund rates on their obligation. There's this one CNBC analyst mentioned $24 trillion of debt obligation of the American government. So 3.5 to 4% extra compared to last year when it was only 25 basis points. And that represents roughly about $1 trillion in extra interest payments on top of everything else. My question, how the US government is going to pay this? Well, are they going to print it, or are they going to raise taxes and cut spending in a recessionary economy? So this is the biggest question for me with all this, rising interest rates, or they will, after election, they will scream that we don't have the money, and they will have to start lowering those interest rates as soon as they finish rising them. So this is something to think about. But still, it's an environment of the higher interest rates, and where's the securities, government treasuries provides the higher yield, and there is more risky bonds provide even higher yield. It's not very favorable for spot prices historically. So we're seeing the spot price, the gold spot price hitting 2.5-year low. We've seen the silver spot price hitting 17.75, which is below the cost of production. Also, we had another headwind coming from the market now. Like we have a revision of the earnings. The analysts mentioning the earnings, the future earnings will be coming down because the economy is slowing down. So the market will have to come down. The stock prices are a reflection of the earnings, and we had a very bad report about the FedEx stock lost about 20%, and the commentary was very negative that the economy is slowing down, that there is not so many packages now, and costs are rising, and there is also real estate companies that losing money, and we have been seeing very nasty effect of the declining in the real estate in United States, but it's gonna be same in Canada for sure. So I'm not sure is this gonna outweigh the fear for the gold and silver spot? Is this gonna outweigh the fear of the devaluation in the currency, which is ultimately will come at some point? It is already going, and with the Russia and China staging now new reserve standards for the world exchange, for the world trade. So I'm not sure which will be prevalent in this environment, because it's a different factors that are fighting with each other. One are favorable to gold and silver to rise, and higher interest rates is more the headwind for and following the stock market. Which one is going to be stronger? The other thing, the Japanese government said that the dollar is too strong. They're going to do intervention to strengthen the yen against the Japanese yen against the US dollar. And I also think that since American dollars is too strong, the American imports becomes exports becomes very expensive to foreign buyers. So it's not going to help American economy in the near term. Actually, well, I also want to mention about my silver trade. In the last video, I talked that I was entering a position on options on SLV, going long. I closed it recently with 33% profit. Well, I don't want to stay in the position. Even I think there is a good possibility. Well, there's no good possibility. I really don't know. That's why I closed it. That even if the downtrend can continue, but there is a trend line going down, and we are very far from that trend line in silver and gold. Gold, to retest the trend line, has to go back to about 1750, 1720 level, and silver to about $22 before it's trend low. The other thing, like for silver, for the cost of production is about $18, so we went briefly to 1775 on the silver spot, and I don't. Well, we can easily revisit those, retest those lows, but I don't think we can stay there for very long. And so that's well, for gold. Of course, the production cost is it's much lower. Like there's a lot of big producers that will be remaining positively cash flow even at the lower gold prices. So the gold has more downside risk in this sense compared to silver, in my opinion. So thanks for watching, and please comment.